We like the sleepy eyes. No. We're going to be doing a sleepy eye install. We're sort of experts on this, being that we just did it on the FD behind us. This time we're doing it on an FC. So let's get into that.
All right, Greg, what do we got going on over here?
Well, we have the turbo convertible here. Let me show you what we're working with right now.
This actually looks really familiar.
That's because we failed on a install of the Werks Headlight Sleepy Eye kit. So this is round 2, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna nail it this time.
Oh yeah?
We're gonna find out. Basically what happened, the hardware that's around the ring of the headlight, this is all like OEM stuff. The hardware was all mixed and matched, so we really struggled with trying to get the ring back on. We also lost hardware in the mix, and it's somewhere within this area, and the rails, we couldn't recover it. The other thing that we ran into was the controller. Even though it had like a presetting, we'll show you a little later in this video, but where the setting was, we really struggled with actually how to raise and lower the controller using the settings. We'll go over that as well in detail, just so all of you understand in the event that you run into what we did. But I think we should get into it, and let's hope for a smooth install this time. All right. So we're just gonna get the plastic shrouds off from the first install. Gonna warn you, any of this hardware you take off, when it falls, recovering it is probably not gonna really be successful. This stuff falls in like nook and crannies. That's just really hard to get to. So let's get this plastic trim off, get to that ring that we discussed earlier that we had some trouble with. So this chrome ring here, based off of the last install, we just left minimal hardware just to keep it together, but it was pretty much mixed and matched. So when we tried to put the other headlight on, it just was not secure, didn't feel smooth. So I made the decision just to put this back together while I went out and got some replacement hardware. So I feel a little bit better about putting this back together, hopefully once and for all. So let's get this ring off. So
we should note that these are not stock headlights, they're aftermarket headlights, yes?
That's correct. The ring itself is factory, this guy right here. But this headlight was a retrofit many, many years ago. It's about time for a little bit of an upgrade. Light output was actually pretty decent, but definitely not by modern standards. I think it was a motorcycle HID retrofit kit. I'm pretty sure we'll see an improvement.
Well, if they're anything like the FD ones, I think they will be.
Let's go ahead and get the other one, and we're gonna put that in. We might as well go over what we're looking at here. So this is basically what we're working with. Under low beam setting, both of these LED units actually are powered. So this is a really bright system. Ties into OEM connector, so it's all plug and play. It's pretty nice. And as you can see, the back of the housing, it's clean. It also comes with the Sleepy Eye controller. We'll go over those settings once we have it plugged in, but it plugs right into factory. Everything's wired up, nice and tidy. Looks like it's in a 3D printed box. Eventually we'll try and figure out how we can kind of like tuck this away, because I feel like once you have the setting done, it's a one and done, and you really don't need to mess with it again. So let's give it a shot. So just feed it through the back of the bucket, put the ring back on, and hold on to that hardware because I lose this stuff more than I want to. So as you can see, this Werks headlight, it goes right over this OEM ring, no problem. So you're not gonna run into any fitment issues, at least we won't, from what I could see yet so far. I think we're off to a much better start compared to the last attempt. What do you think?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about last time.
I'll tell you what though, I'm okay with failure, as long as you come back and redeem yourself.
Or you're just a glutton for punishment.
That too. So this might not actually be the right thread pitch, but this is actually what worked out for me. I just went to a local hardware store and I had one bolt that seemed to really thread nicely, but this is the spec that I'm actually using here, in case anybody runs into the same issue I ran into. And I've gotten to the point where I'd really prefer to have all my hardware match, make it feel like it actually is kind of a professional install.
Kind of a professional.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, nothing but the best over here, man.
If you say so. This is the part where I feel like I'm going to drop the hardware. I think I did that several times in the last attempt. Oh, see? It's about to happen. If there's any commenters that have any tricks on how they do it just to avoid looking like this is a painful part of it, even though it's just a screw. It's really not hard to do, but it just seems like lining it up is not the easiest thing to do.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun.
That doesn't count, right?
Dude, how did that?
That doesn't
Dude, you
count.
got jackpot today.
All right, let's try it again. Will it work?
How many guys does it take to screw in an FC light bulb? Apparently 3 right now.
All right, we're going back to the screwdriver.
Was this easier the first time?
No. All right, this guy's gonna work. Yep.
So you just needed the right hardware.
All right, so we got the rings installed. Now let's put the shrouds on. Got a question for everybody. How many FC owners actually have all of their trim parts on the car?
You have an FC, right? What? I know you do.
Parts.
He's almost done with it.
Done with it, meaning he's gonna sell it?
So we've got the home stretch here, just putting the trim pieces on. And then we'll move on to the controller. Boy, was that a fun experience. And it's funny because as soon as we got a hold of Alex, we actually had a good phone call or FaceTime. And he went over why
Alex from Origin Works, right?
Origin Works, yeah. He kind of went into detail as far as how the programmer works and why the settings are the way they are. And that phone call were made, say, an hour before, we would have still had them on the car.
We probably would have wrapped up the video the first time.
Yeah, but our typical trend is we don't usually do it once, we do it multiple times.
Multiple times, yes.
Yeah.
So Yuri, about that FC of yours, what are you gonna do with it? What?
One day.
One day what?
That's where I'll leave it.
Son of a
One day.
bitch.
All right, I have a question for you guys and maybe some of the viewers. If you had to pick between running a 13B turbo setup or 20B NA, what's your choice?
Oh, dang. Wow.
Yuri picks 13B turbo,
Yes.
I'm gonna go 20 BNA.
20B NA?
Yeah. Assuming that I can do a semi-P. Can I do a semi-P on it? Or like I need more specifics here. Like, I can't have a bone stock like 20 BNA.
Okay, we'll give you that.
So whatever, you can do whatever porting you want.
So you change your mind now?
Semi-P, no, full P, 20B.
So 13B turbo
Yes.
is Yuri's choice.
Yeah.
Gabe's choice is
NA
20B.
20B.
NA 20B.
Yeah.
Got it. I'd probably pick, even though a NA 20B is becoming more popular, I'd still pick a 13B turbo, but not by a large margin. They're both pretty awesome.
Wait, Renesis or?
REW turbo, medium frame turbo size. If it can make high 300s, low 400s at the tire, it's a pretty awesome setup regardless of what chassis it's in.
I think I could do high 300s with the NA 20B, full P on race gas with the wind behind me. You know, I might be slower with a NA 20B versus a turbo 13B, but mine will sound way cooler.
It'll definitely sound better.
And that's what it's all about, right?
So this time around, I'm actually testing the screw in these holes to make sure they actually thread. So far, it's working.
Would you consider this a top tip?
Yeah, if you can plan ahead, that would be my strong suggestion.
Whoa. Plan ahead, what the hell does that mean?
I know. And this goes back to the whole thing. We never do it the first time. It's usually, actually this is the third time
Yes.
that we're doing this, and now I'm finally checking to make sure that it actually
Yeah,
threads.
third time's a charm.
But so far, everything feels pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and move on and put this ring on. And this time around, it should theoretically be easier, but
Oh, here he goes again with theoretical stuff. Theoretically, I should have my NA 20B already.
so far we're at dropping the screw once. I think that's pretty good.
I think you have an extra set of confidence because you have another bag of screws here for extras.
Actually, we might be out of luck. We're out of luck.
You know, this is a great time to go ahead and let you know to like, follow, and subscribe to our content if you like it, or if you just want to keep hazing us on how dumb we are.
think I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store again.
Man, it's a good thing we're not doing a how-to install video right now.
Yeah, we don't do that. So now we're gonna go after that area on the bottom that's a little tricky, just space is kind of limited.
I feel like we've been here before.
We have. Does anybody have confidence in me? All right, we're in.
Never doubted you, Greg.
Really? I do well under pressure. Not really. All right, so we're gonna leave it without one screw.
Because that's what you do. High-performance vehicle like this, leave one screw out.
And the reason why I'm not gonna look for that screw is because we already did on episode 1, or attempt 1, and we didn't have anything, so we're gonna roll with it. There is a boneyard of screws like in the railings here. So if I'm ever in a pinch, I just need to shake the car and maybe stuff will come out.
It's like a couch.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Yuri, seriously, if you were to sell your car, how much would you sell it for?
You sure like to put me in the spot.
Can we talk about the FC market? It's been going in a direction I would have never expected. Expensive.
Greg just saved your ass.
Well, decent looking car.
No, I've seen some pretty clapped out ones go for good money.
Yours isn't clapped out. It's not the prettiest thing, but it's not clapped out.
Right now it is.
All right, so we're on the home stretch. We're just bolting in plastic trim pieces now.
Did you connect the headlights?
No, they're not connected actually. So we're just going to hope that we can reach the connector. Otherwise, we're going to be taking off this shroud. I have so much confidence that I can. I'm going to keep screwing in this trim piece. Where were you on that reminder? Hold on a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Battery's disconnected so I don't get my arm pulled off. There's the connector.
So the top tip here is to connect the headlights before you go ahead and put them back in.
Don't be like Greg.
Does this qualify as chingaderas?
That's just one of those chingaderas right there.
This is the house of chingaderas.
Guess what though? It worked. But was this my fault or should this be the friends that are watching?
Oh, it's totally your fault.
This is like so easy to install this way. All right, we're done.
Famous last words.
Okay, so we have the headlights now installed.
They're bright.
They're bright. So now let's try it with the controller. So it's as simple as you disconnect the retractor and this connects on one end, this connects on the other. And then you go to the programmer, and from how Alex set these up, they should already be pre-programmed, but again, we'll go over a little bit more detail why we wanted to raise ours up just a little bit. So we'll go into that just a minute. There's the satisfying click, and then we plug in the other end. And there it is again. So we're gonna leave it right here so we can get to it easy. Next one, connector, out. Listen for that satisfying click. There it is. One more time. There it is. Okay. Should we close the hood and show you what it's gonna look like?
Once you plug those in, it's all set.
Correct. All right, so we didn't turn the headlights on, we just set the retractor, but you can see the controller is on at the moment. So with this, you can actually see the top number here says 00.38. That number is the milliseconds as far as where it's programmed to stop the, I guess like the power that's sent to the headlight. This is how it's programmed, is by milliseconds. So say for example, if the position that it's currently in right now at 38 milliseconds is where it stopped giving power as it was flipping up, and that's where it stopped.
So that's what that top number is. That top measurement,
Correct.
0.38 is the time in which it takes to go up.
So that's where it basically cuts power, is at 0.38 milliseconds as it's coming up here on the factory headlight. So let's say, for example, you want this to raise up a little more. You're going to delay that milliseconds and you're going to say go to like 39, 40 or anything higher at the point of where you want these headlights to be.
But 38 is not where he normally sets it. We changed it to 38, didn't we? Isn't it 32 that is the preset?
I don't remember where we started off, but we did bring it up about 3 or 4 milliseconds to raise it up. And we'll just show you the reason why we changed this setting here. As you could see here, the light output, it's really close to the bumper, the edge of the bumper here. As soon as you put your hand up to this, man, there is some serious heat coming from that light lens. This is a powerful light unit. My concern is if it's pointing directly at this edge, I'm kind of afraid I'm going to eventually warp or melt my fresh paint. So I just bumped it up. Again, I want to say it was probably 2 or 3 milliseconds. The cutoff still looked really good. The beam might be a little too high, but I'll learn as I kind of put more miles on the road. The car does sit fairly low, so I think that might work to my advantage. Any users that are gonna have this system, I would say pay attention to that just because of the amount of heat that comes from this lens. It's really hot. This light output is pretty nice. We might as well go into how we actually change the value. By the way, before we get into that, so we went through the milliseconds, which is the top. That determines how low or high you actually want it to go. The bottom is, the P stands for program, and then it's basically 1. Alex only set this up with 1 program currently at this time. You can change the programs to 2, 3. That was actually where we got caught up. During this time, again, we didn't have any instructions or any tutorials. We were messing with that program, and we went through like 1 through 8 or 9, and it was doing some really funky things, and that's the reason why we failed. Because we didn't have those instructions. So we're hoping between the instructions that Alex at Werks has already created, and then our tutorial right here, just to kind of break it down and explain it, hopefully it'll just be a very simple plug and play and adjustment to your needs that you guys can go through. So let's go into the settings now. You simply hold the set button for 4 seconds and you're gonna see the value flash. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's there. So it's on the program. So now we're gonna hold the set again for 4 seconds, and then it should flash on the milliseconds part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wonder if it's just, okay, so you simply just tap it, you don't hold it. So from that point on, you could see the milliseconds are simply flashing. You have a positive value and a negative value that's here, so that's where you basically turn it up or down. And then when you're done with that, that's when you hold the set for 4 seconds. When you're done changing that value, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's solid, and then your value is set. Alex's advice was if you are going to change the adjustment and go high or low, do it in small increments. Just go one point at a time and just watch the change and transition, unless you want something real drastic. It really didn't take much beyond where he already had it preset. Again, it was our personal preference, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. I may bring it down, but the car does sit really low, so I kind of like where the setting's at this point. So should we show you what the light output is outside?
Yeah, let's check them out.
All right. So this is my first time actually looking at these headlights. Man, that cutoff is pretty nice. I mean, especially for it coming from a 1988 RX-7, that is really, really nice. It seems low enough that it shouldn't actually like affect people on the road, but should give me plenty of light. I'm extremely impressed. The sleepy eye headlight is pretty awesome. Man, it just gives this car, to me, I feel like this car already had pretty nice style, being that it's convertible, it's nice and low, but this just kind of fits the whole look. I am extremely happy with this. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's like a nice clean light.
Yeah. So we've come to the end of the install, and the outcome to me is fantastic. I'm really pleased with what the final result was. Big shout out to Alex at Werks. Thank you so much for what you do. It's not too often you have a lot of vendors that are out in the RX-7 community that actually come out with the product that's well thought out, but also you receive it. That's pretty huge. The other thing I just want to kind of give a shout out to is we get to do this, you know, still play with the toys. We have a pretty good space that we can be creative and just really have a lot of fun. But most importantly, I get to do it with my buddies that are currently present right now. Yeah, so whatever you guys do it with your buddies that you're really comfortable with and like spending time with, because these are great memories and good times, so enjoy. This is my blah. Next. This is my convertible turbo RX-7. Next. Hey, do you know how to turn the headlights on? All right, just checking.
Oh, cool.
I know it's been a while. Let me show you what we're working with right now.
How long has it been?
Obviously too long.
This is what happens when you don't drive or build your cars in a decade.
Hold on.
I don't think Yuri knows how to drive stick.
I don't think so either.
You probably had it in third.
I did.
This thing makes massive amounts of torque. So to take off in third, it'll still go, but not very much.
Oh, look.
He seriously took off in third. I'm surprised it actually rolled.